Marguerita here with another EFT tapping session for you, and today we're going to be tapping on breaking the rules. No, she's not talking about breaking the rules. Yes, we are brought up from when we're born. We're brought up to follow the rules of the family, the rules of society, the rules at school, the rules at work, the rules of the law, the rules of government. We are inundated by rules and we are taught to conform. It suits society if we are conformists. They know what to expect from us and we don't get into trouble. We don't want to get into trouble, so we learn to follow the rules. Now, if you look at the people who are the most successful in the world, you'll find that they break the mold and they break the rules. They don't follow the rules. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that you should break the law. Never. Please take that under advisement. If you want to refer to me and say that I told you to do it, I didn't. And that's just not what I'm about. What I do want to help you to do is to break out of the mold of conforming to the rest of society. Because if you look at most of society, they're all on struggle street. They're all doing the same thing, going to jobs that they don't like, living lives not to the fullest, not fulfilling their dreams, not being successful and wealthy. So you don't want to conform because the majority of people are stuck. So what we want to do is get into a pattern of being a person who wants to break that mold and break those rules that don't allow us to be successful and wealthy. If you look at somebody like Steve Jobs, it was a family member who said that he just didn't think the rules applied to him. And look at how he changed our world. He changed the way we do business, the way we communicate with each other. He completely transformed our way of life on many levels. The same as Mark Zuckerberg, who created Facebook. He doesn't follow the rules. He's not a conformist. And for most of us, that's really scary, the idea of breaking the rules. So that's what we're going to be tapping on today. So I want you to think of the phrase and rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. I'm afraid to break the rules. Okay, now we're going to start by tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I'm afraid to break the rules, because I might get into trouble, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me. Even though rules are given to us for a very good reason, and they keep us all safe, I profoundly love and accept who I am and how I feel. Even though I believe it makes sense to follow the rules, and there are a lot of them, I profoundly love and accept who I am and how I feel. Okay, tapping through the points, starting with the inside of the eye. I'm afraid to break the rules. I was taught to conform because that's the way we all stay safe. Rules are given to us for a very good reason. And it just makes sense to follow the rules. There are consequences if you break the rules. I don't want the consequences. I'm not going to break the rules. Bad things will happen if I break the rules. I've followed the rules all my life. And I'm safe. I don't dare to break the rules. I could get into big trouble if I break the rules. Much safer to just follow the rules. I was taught to be a good rule follower. And I've been a good rule follower all my life. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. If we didn't follow the rules, there would be chaos. I don't want to create chaos. And I definitely don't want to get into trouble. So I'm going to follow the rules. Just like I always have. Because there are awful consequences if we break the rules. So I choose to do what I'm told and do what I'm expected to do and follow the rules like everybody else. Because that's what I'm expected to do. Okay, take a breath and let it go. Okay, fabulous. Now I want you to go back and rate that statement, I'm afraid to break the rules, and it should have come down a couple of points. And what I really want you to do is, before you move on to this positive tapping round, is bring that down to around about a 2 or below. Now, again with EFT, as I say in all my recordings, is it's really good if you get down to the specifics. So think about what the rules mean for you, what they meant for you at home, what they mean for you in your job, what they've meant for you in society, what you heard about the rules, whether you broke the rules when you were a small child and what the consequences of that were. Specifically, what do the rules mean to you? Do they make you afraid? Do they help you to feel safe? What is it around rules and breaking of the rules specifically for you, and tap on that. So now though, hopefully when you've brought that down to a 2 or below, we're going to move on to the positive tapping round. So starting on the karate chop point. Even though I'm still afraid to break the rules, I profoundly love and accept all of me. Even though I was well trained to conform, and breaking the rules is just not in my DNA, I'm ready to embrace a new paradigm and allow myself to break some of the rules. Even though I'm still afraid I'll get into trouble, if I break the rules, I choose to find the rules that don't work for me and break those ones so I can be successful and wealthy. Okay, starting on the inside of the eye. I'm still afraid to break the rules. I'm still afraid of the consequences. Maybe there are some rules that just don't work for me. Maybe there are ones that I can break. I choose to know that I'm allowed to break the rules if I want to. Now there's a new thought. Never thought of myself as a rule breaker before. Maybe it's okay to break some of the rules. Because there are some rules that are just holding me back and not allowing myself to live the life that I truly want. It's okay to break those rules. I'm ready to be an individual. I'm ready to be a nonconformist. I'm ready to break the mold. Some of the rules of my family around wealth and money really aren't working for me. I'm definitely ready to break those rules. And some of the rules about society's expectations, they're just keeping me contained and boxed in. I'm ready to break those rules too. I'm ready to break all the rules that don't work for me, as long as they're for my highest good and the highest good of everybody. There are so many rules. I choose to allow myself to break some of them. The ones that are for my highest good and for the highest good of everybody for me to break. Because some of these rules are just holding me back. And some of them don't even make sense. I've just been blindly following these rules, even though they don't make sense. I've just been following them because everybody else does. Well, I'm ready to break out. I'm ready to break those rules. I'm ready to be an individual. I love the idea of not conforming for a change. I love the idea of doing stuff that's unexpected. That'll shock the pants off everybody. It'll even shock the pants off me. I'm ready to break the rules that are holding me back and not allowing me to live to my full potential. Okay, take a breath and let it out. Okay, now go back and rate that statement, I'm afraid to break the rules. And it's up to you to find those rules that really don't work for you, the ones that are safe for you to break, that will allow you to move forward with confidence and that are for your highest good and the highest good of everybody. This is really important because, of course, some of the rules that we have in society are for our good. And many of the ones that we have adopted, and we've simply adopted them because they were the rules that our family taught us. And our family's only been following the rules because they didn't know any better. We adopt rules simply on automatic because we're taught to conform. We're taught to be the good citizen and do what everybody expects. And until now, until recently, when we've had this explosion of information available to us, most of us didn't know any better, including our parents and our caregivers. So they've just been doing what everybody else did before them, and we have too, but we don't have to. It's time to break the rules. It's time not to conform, and it's time to be the best you can be and live out your dreams. So that's my tapping for today. Take care for now, and happy tapping.